All right, guys, today we're driving an extensively modified Mark V GTI. I'm here with the owner, Teddy. It's green, and as you can see, it looks amazing. As many of you know, I had a Mark VI GTI, and you've basically done all the things to this that I dreamt of doing to my Mark VI, but you've actually gone and done it. So you track this, you've got a lot of extensive modifications, too much to talk about in this video probably, but we'll list everything in the description. Just take me through some of the basics of what you've done to this car. You've had it for about 4 years. You've got power, suspension, brakes. It's like a stage 3 tune or something.
Yeah.
You've done a lot.
It is.
Yeah.
So, still stock turbo, but it's tuned with all the bolt-ons you can imagine. Intercooler, charge pipes, radiator, probably more bolt-ons than needed. It has Mark VI Gulf R cams in it.
Okay, cool.
So a little bit higher top-end power.
Ooh.
It probably makes around 260-ish.
All right.
Wheel, I would think maybe 250 wheel, somewhere in there. Hasn't been dynoed. It's a custom tune, so I just worked with a friend of mine on it. It has obviously wheels and tires, which the tires maybe are the biggest difference when driving it on track. Has track pads on it, nothing special with the calipers going on, but RBF600 brake fluid.
Homemade splitter.
Homemade splitter.
Looks great.
It has a different...
Ooh, that's pretty solid.
It is.
Yeah.
It's got 2 main supports in the front there, and then attached in the rear.
Nice.
It's like pretty much a subframe. So
what color is this?
I want to say it's British Racing Green, but it's really just, I went to a paint store and was like, this is the British Racing Green, I want it. And they were like, all right, we can make this. And
cool.
So I don't know.
Because you painted this in your garage.
I did.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
It wasn't spray paint cans, but it was just a low pressure PSI sprayer.
Yeah.
My dad painted it and it turned out pretty good.
It looks good.
It looks good. A little bit of dripping, but for the most part, it turned out pretty good.
It looks better than some wraps, you know?
Yeah.
So it's got a nice shine to
good,
it.
but...
And the cool thing about it is it perfectly matches the new Water Wonderland green Michigan plate. And of course you go to MSU, so green and white, those are the colors. All right.
Exhaust is, it actually has a Valvetronic valved exhaust, so I can quiet and louder. Mostly just drive it on loudest. It's not too bad right now. Doesn't drone bad. This little custom turndown tip.
I see that.
It's not super clean anymore. But
yeah.
That's made up by my buddy, Ethan.
Cool.
And then got a little bit inside. Little strut bar.
Yep.
Seat, the wheel.
Yep.
I guess another main thing is suspension. It's almost all poly bushings.
Okay.
And then it's on Godspeed struts with Swift springs.
Nice.
I want to upgrade the struts. Limited on money right now.
It's okay. College things.
Yeah, honestly, it needs a little bit more dampering in the front, I think. But besides that, I'm really happy with these struts.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, because you just did a track day at Waterford on Friday, a few days ago, and you swapped out the springs for that, right?
Yeah, a little bit stiffer. They're 14K in the rear now.
Nice.
They were 12K.
All right.
The fronts are 12K.
And it rotates a little bit better now.
Yep.
All right.
It's around a little bit easier.
And you're on Hankook Ventus RS4s. What are these? 235, 45, 17s all the way around?
All around.
Nice.
So I can swap them around when the fronts get too cooked.
That's right. Yeah, you need that. Open diff or stock diff in the front.
Sadly.
Yep. Anything disabled for traction stability control? Have you gone into disabled steering angle through VAGCOM or anything?
I haven't done any messing with the electronic stuff inside. I mean, obviously I just turn off traction control on track, but
cool. And it works pretty well.
I'm wondering as I get into tracking more, I know braking can be, the ABS comes on really quick in these cars.
Yeah.
So either you can go supposedly VAGCOM and knock it down so it's less aggressive.
Yep.
Or some people just yank out the fuse when they're on track and just deal with no ABS. So we'll see what
Stuff you can experiment with.
Yeah.
You've got an awesome bucket racing seat, Recaro. It is on sliders. We'll move it up a little bit once we hop in the car. Removable steering wheel. All right, so we got the Volkswagen Shank style key. Love that. Turn it once. Engine start button. We are in neutral. Awesome. I love the driving position. The seat feels great. Yeah, we were just in a new Golf R.
Yeah.
And I was saying the materials haven't really gotten any better. And I think I'm about right. This looks nice. It's Alcantara,
Yeah,
suede.
This is that custom stuff.
Yeah, that looks good. Nice little aftermarket. And we've got physical controls here. You do have
I do have an aftermarket. It has Apple CarPlay, so when you plug your phone in, you can.
That's all you need.
Got maps. And
Fantastic. Nice.
A little bit of injector tick, but
it's okay.
Comes with these engines.
Yeah. Got those R8 coils.
Yep.
There you go.
Intake. I guess there's probably things I forgot to mention. Spacers, refresh kit, catch can.
Yep. A lot of ECS tuning stuff.
It's got, I guess, engine mounts too, so or really stiff engine mounts on it. So you'll hear a lot of, and it has a lightweight flywheel with a stage 2 clutch.
Okay.
So there's a lot of clutch chatter.
Sure.
Even just, I'm surprised it's not doing it right now, but even just driving sometimes, just certain RPMs when the clutch is not engaged.
That's one of the first upgrades you need to do when you start adding power to GTIs, because the stock clutch just slips immediately.
Yeah, they don't like it.
Yep.
So it's I wish I would have done LSD back then, but that was before I knew all this stuff that I was going to be doing with it.
Bigger turbo, you can go with that.
KO4 maybe. Someday.
That's right.
Maybe go crazier. I don't know. We'll see.
And you got a hood strut.
I do.
New Golf R doesn't even have a hood strut.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I said in my video, I was like, people are going to do that in the aftermarket, and here you are. Cool. All right, well, let's go for a drive and see what it's like on the road. I'll get acquainted. Yeah, I love this seat. This driving position is awesome.
It is. It's made the interior a lot more race car feeling.
Yeah.
It really does hold you well.
Ooh, short shifter feels great. That's like perfect.
Yep, not too short.
Yeah.
Still can find all the gears.
I like how far away the turn signals are.
Yeah, it's kind of stuck. You gotta really.
You've got room for big gloves on here. Sounds good.
A little stiff, but comes with it.
Yeah, it's all right. Definitely driven stiffer track cars. This feels great, man.
Thank you.
Tune is easy to drive, nice and responsive. Makes all the right noises.
Yeah. Your turbo movement there.
Yeah, I can already feel that rotation.
Yeah, it's really nice when your lift off, back comes around real nice.
Yeah.
Corners and stuff.
And these Mark V's already rotated pretty well in stock form. Like I remember seeing the old Top Gear videos of Clarkson just like drifting them around the corner, you know, chucking it in, pulling the handbrake. Back when GTIs still had handbrakes.
Yeah, new ones don't anymore.
No, man, everything's electronic parking brake. Super lame, no fun.
No fun.
Yeah.
They have drift mode in the new R, right?
That's right. Yeah, they have drift mode. Kind of cool, kind of a gimmick.
Yeah,
it works.
It's a little gimmicky.
But I mean, this is, you know, the handbrake is the quintessential part of the hot hatch experience. Pulls great. You gotta love this 2-liter turbo from Volkswagen. It is just such a great motor.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, besides suspension being a little bit bouncy, this is very livable. There's kind of that initial compliance, and then you hit some bigger bumps and it's kind of bouncing around, but on track, it's probably pretty good. I can see what you mean about needing a little bit more dampening.
Yeah.
Only 108,000 miles.
Yep, bought it at about 88.
Cool.
So,
Is this your daily driver?
This is everything.
Put winter tires in this in the winter?
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
It's been through some stages. So last winter and all summer pretty much it was like a stance car. So it was really low and excessive camber.
Okay.
And I grew out of that,
Sure.
thankfully. And so this past winter, about half the winter, it was like I was driving in winter.
Well, it's got a nice snowplow in the front, so you don't really have to worry about ground clearance. And as long as it's bolted on there well, you just push it out of the way.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's cool. With this like extended shifter piece you have on here, combined with the short shifter, it feels about right. It feels like the kind of stock throw distance. I mean, dude, this is just easy to drive. Feels like a GTI.
Yep, that's what I mean.
It's quicker than it feels. Like it creeps up there real fast.
Yeah, it's it has mostly enough speed.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish on the straights on those tracks that it had a little bit more.
Engine mount feels good. No wheel hop or anything. I like the exhaust too. No drone. Gets loud when you get on it.
It does.
I actually have never driven a Mark V GTI. I've only driven a handful of Mark 6s, a bunch of Mark 7 press cars. I drove one Mark 6 with a stage 1 APR tune. Couldn't really tell that much of a difference. But I mean, this feels very similar to the Mark 6 and everything after it.
Right.
Like this generation, they really dialed this in well. Everything you've done here has added to the enjoyment factor, to the driving experience.
Well, I've tried to make it as nice to drive as I can.
Spin around here. And I don't think I've driven many two-door GTIs. The visibility you get from the side is awesome.
It is. It's massive doors and windows. Heavy.
Heavy, yeah, that's right. You can't get two doors anymore.
Yeah, when did they stop those? 2018?
I think
before
so.
The facelift?
Yeah. All right, let's go find some corners.
All right.
With an open diff, it's so light, it feels so
light.
Nimble, turns in nicely. You got good sticky tires.
Yeah, these tires are the RS4s are amazing because they last a really long time under stress and everything on track, but
they wear like iron.
Yep, they do take a little bit to warm up.
Yep.
Gotta take about a full lap-ish on track before they're fully warm.
Yeah, I remember that. I had these on my Miata, my old Miata. They were pretty heat cycled out, but it's nice because they just never really wore out.
Yeah, my buddy says that kind of convinced me to buy these, that he had them on his Miata and fit, and I guess they're two really light cars, but that they just last like forever.
Yeah.
There's like many years of tracking on them. Hear that lightweight flywheel kind of buzzing.
Oh yeah, a little bit. My S2000 does that. I'm so used to it at this point. All right, here's a corner. good time.
Close to corners.
There's a pop.
They're there a little bit.
Does this have that torque vectoring, like braking system that the Mark 6 had?
I don't think so, but I don't know.
So I kind of feel like that came out with the Mark 6.
Yeah.
It was nice on the street, but on track, all it did was just heat up your braking system because it was always trying to kind of figure out.
I don't think so.
Okay, that's nice.
I think it's pretty solid.
So is off pretty much fully off?
Pretty much.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, it's not limited at all. Like it'll just spin. Your RPMs won't be limited at all, and just your brakes lay off.
Stability control won't kick in. You said just ABS kicks in a little bit early.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one issue with these things and I haven't really experienced it because I'm still getting comfortable with the car on like.
Sure.
It's mostly on long straights when you really are trying to get into it.
Yep. This is fun, man. Just proper hot hatch vibes. All right. Oh yeah, this rips. Rips and rips. There's more to it.
Yep.
Yeah, these Hankooks are starting to heat up a little bit too. That's good.
Yeah.
We like that.
Needed if you're really trying to push this thing.
Yeah, that's impressive. That feels great. The suspension really allows you to just get that contact patch out of the tire. And I thought, oh, the tire's just starting to squeal a little bit. And I turned it a little harder and it just kept going.
It's like around -3 in the front-ish.
Okay.
I think. Can't quite remember. And then a slight toe out in the front and a slight toe in the rear.
Okay.
The rear is at like -2 or so.
Yeah, the shorter gearing is really nice in the Mark 5 and Mark 6. And when they changed that, it was kind of a bummer because it put you out of that power band. You always had to shift down into 5th to make passes on the highway, whereas 75 miles an hour, you're sitting at 3 grand, you could roll into it, you know?
More fun to shift down still, but...
It is still, yeah, that's right. You get more power out of it. Yeah, the only point where it was a little stiff was on the first road we drove down. It was like 25, 35 miles an hour. A lot of big bumps.
Yeah.
You get this up to speed and it smooths out beautifully.
It does. It's
Yeah.
really, it sucks kind of driving around our town and you know it's really bumpy. Our roads are kind of not very good downtown area, but a lot of other places, it's not bad on the highway at all.
Yeah,
Even
that's
in
great.
the seat and stuff, I can sit in it for 2 or 3 hours, no problem.
Yeah, this seat is awesome. I wish every seat felt like this.
Pole positions.
Yeah.
Expensive, but worth it.
Totally. No, it's great. Any issues with cooling, oil temps on track?
No, I mean, so oil, I don't really have an oil temp gauge in here, which kind of sucks. That and pressure I'd like to add.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I don't really know exactly how hot we're getting there. Coolant wise, no issues at all.
Cool, that's good.
It's been solid in the middle.
I mean, on the stock turbo, you shouldn't really have too many problems.
Yeah, that's what I've read.
Yeah.
I'm not overly concerned about it.
Love it. That's great, man. Yeah, this must be a fun car on track.
It is.
Cool, man. Well, hey, thanks for bringing your car out. Appreciate you letting me drive it, share it with the viewers.
Yeah.
It's been fun. The Mark 5 is a fun GTI.
It is.
I like it. I think there's a lot of potential here.
There's some hate for it out there, mostly probably because of the looks, but I actually don't mind them when you get them set up right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you get the right stance, get a set of wheels on there, they look great. It feels refined. It feels like a modern Volkswagen. And I feel like the Mark V, Mark 6 were very, very similar, very close. Mark 6 maybe got a little bit heavier.
Yeah, I think only slightly. I think
Yeah.
Crazy facelift.
Yeah, because this is kind of when I first started getting really excited and interested in GTIs. And then when I had my chance to buy my first car, the Mark 6 had just come out in 2010. I was like, all right, I'm just going to get that. I got to get the latest and the greatest.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's the guy I bought this car from. He was, in 2008, he like really wanted a new car. And I think, I don't know the exact story, but I know this is like he bought this brand new, kind of first car he could afford that was nice.
Yep.
And that's what he picked.
It is the perfect car to take to college because you can put your whole dorm room in the back.
Yeah.
It's fun, it's practical, you can take it to the racetrack, have a little fun with it, but also it works for everything.
Indeed.
All things to all college students. Great. All right, we'll leave it running, let it cool off a little bit.
All right.
Do
Sounds
one
good.
last walk around, and that'll be it.
All right.
Cool, man.
Thank you for having it on the channel and
Yeah,
driving it.
appreciate you bringing it out.
Yeah.
It's cool stuff. I mean, you're going to continue to evolve this build, and I'm just curious to see what you do with it. It'd be fun to drive it on track someday.
Yeah, no, just let me know if you're ever...
Yeah, we'll have you out at Gingerman maybe later this fall.
Yeah,
That'd
for
be
sure.
fun. Yeah.
If you're ever out there, let me know if you're going out there with anyone, and we can try to make something work.
Sounds good. Ah. Yeah, you got to be skinny to fit in that seat with the seat belt.
Yeah, the seat alone is probably only good up to about 34, 35 waist.
That's right.
Still got my tech
Yeah,
writing on
I
it.
see that. You still
Yeah.
C-Class. Nice. Cool. All right, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that video with Teddy's GTI. You have an Instagram or anything you want to plug?
Yeah, I've got, it's underscore not Ted. So NOTTED.
All right.
It's the main one, so.
Sweet. Cool.
Yeah.
We'll go check out Ted on Instagram, and you can follow his GTI build, and maybe we'll do an updated video in a year or two, depending on its progress and where things go. But for now, that was a lot of fun.
Thank you. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Drives great, looks good. Proper hot hatch. It's good to remember what Volkswagens used to be like, because now they just got rid of the manual transmission for 2025.
I saw that. It's
That's
only
it.
in what, GLIs or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The GLI is the one to get.
GLI and not a Golf.
I know.
Where it all started.
Yeah, and there's something like a 50% take rate for the manual in the US too. So there's something else going on.
I mean, I know people like those DCTs.
Because they had a dual clutch with this.
They did.
And it was good. It wasn't as good as it became later on. But it's fun initially, and then I think the excitement factor, the driving experience, fun kind of fades after time. And a manual, you can throw a short shifter on there, you can leave it stock, and it's still pretty enjoyable. I always enjoyed my Mark 6 6-speed. I feel like the shifter was a little bit light, but you can always add bushings and kind of tweak things, tweak the feel.
Short shifter, bushings, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Stainless steel clutch line, all that.
It feels good.
Done,
And no rev hang like the new
new
GTI.
It's pretty nice. I
Yeah.
think a lot of the tune and everything, and the lightweight flywheel definitely
That helps a lot.
Helped it not have as much hang. And so I've gotten comments about that from other people that have driven this. Like, man, the no rev hang is super nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Mark 7s had rev hang problems. The Mark 8s were better.
Okay.
Mark 6 was pretty good. Had a little bit of rev hang, but yeah, I mean, when you throw a tune on, that pretty much gets rid of most of it.
That's the funny thing is I enjoy Volkswagens. I know a lot of people online that are into them, but around here, I don't really know anyone else that has one.
Sure.
And that modifies it at all. And
Yeah.
I have not driven anything Volkswagen besides this. And guess my parents had a all-track, like the Golf all-track.
Oh yeah.
The wagons,
Okay.
and
Yep.
It was a 6-speed.
All right.
And so it had like a little bit of a probably Mark 7 GTI feel to it a bit, but the GTI makes more power, it's lighter, smaller. So I haven't driven anything newer than this that's like close to this.
Sure.
So.
Well, this feels good. I mean, honestly,
Comparison.
they all kind of feel about the same. Since the Mark 5s, the GTI, like they really haven't changed much. It's kind of shocking.
Yeah.
So they've added some, you know,
something that stuck and went with it.
Exactly. Yeah. And
Motor, chassis, all of it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, this was the first year that they did the whole new suspension layout and chassis of this.
That's right.
This newer style platform and all the EA engines, like this one, EA 113, I think.
Okay.
Now they're all on EA 888 or something. I don't know what the newest.
That's it. AEA 888s. Yeah. The venerable 888. Yeah, I love how clean the two-door is. I initially didn't like the two-door GTIs.
Yeah.
I thought I was like, what's the point? You've got this big door. 4-door is so much more practical. But now, as I've aged, I get it. I understand. Yeah, I've grown into it. Now that you can't get it in basically anything anymore.
Yeah.
There aren't any two-door hatchbacks out there. There's the Veloster, which they discontinued. That was a 3-door.
Yeah.
Had 1 door on one side and 2 doors on the other side.
Yeah, I have a buddy that has one of that, an older one.
Yep.
Still has it actually.
And you got the rear wiper delete.
Yep, rear
Nice.
wiper delete. A couple. It's a brand on Instagram that's pretty cool. Hatch attack, time attack, hatchbacks. Lower your track power from dogfight.
I mean, yeah, it's either hatch attack or wagon mafia, right? And you can't quite do wagon mafia.
Yep, not quite the show building. Where I haven't really been to many shows or anything like that, so it's more track. I have more fun there.
The one up in Frankenmuth is fun.
The Volkswagen Audi, I saw that last year. I kind of wanted to go, but maybe this year I'll be able to make it out there.
I took my 850R up there one year, and it was just cool. It was a good like Euro show.
Yeah.
And one thing we didn't mention, you got the Mark V plate.
I did.
It's amazing. I'm sure someone had it, and then they got rid of their Mark V, and then it came up.
Must have been.
You snagged it. That's great.
And especially with the Supras out now.
Yeah.
I'm surprised no one has it, because the Supras are also Mark V.
Yeah. Oh man.
Thing you run into Google.
Lucky you.
Quick Google of a part, and you're like Mark V something, and you don't forget to include Volkswagen or Golf.
Yeah.
It's all Supra stuff that comes
That's
up
right.
now.
Why is this $7,000? Oh, it's for the Supra. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, anyway, that'll truly be the end of the video.
All right.
We'll see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.